Media can be explained multiple ways. Like there's social media, there's media like the TV, like billboards and things you see on the street.
I would define media as any form of information that is shared with the general population. I think it's got a wide non-digital to digital spectrum.
My personal opinion would be any form of actually getting a message to one person or a group of people, whether that's through social networks, videos, advertisements, etc.
In my opinion, would be any way that we can find to disseminate information.
A way to get information to everyone.
Any way that you can network with friends and connections, like using internet or other various sources. That doesn't have to be personal.
Oh, I think definitely there are both. I mean, take a look, for example, what's happening in the news right now with hashtag Save Our Girls or Bring Back Our Girls, right? The media response, the social media response to that is bringing about awareness on a global level, right? I think in terms of negative way, even in this office where people come and sit in the seat and sometimes tell their problems, unfortunately there's evidence of it being used negatively to spread rumors and gossip, and so we have to be very, very careful. It's a definite fine line between what's appropriate and maybe what's not.
Personally, I think it's a positive impact. It lets you communicate with other people, it lets you keep up to date, it lets you know about things that you wouldn't necessarily know about.
Well, I believe that the media can influence our stereotypes, and they can also give people goals and aspirations.
It's made society a culture of instant gratification. The negative part about that is they expect it in all forms of living, not just social. They're taking it offline.
Well, I'm a strong believer that I think you can certainly manipulate people's thoughts by having beautiful commercials. It ups our expectation of happiness and life. I don't remember the stat, but I think by the time you're 18 or 19, you've watched the equivalent of 2 years worth of TV commercials, and how can that not impact you?
There are a lot of social networks out there, right? Some things that people are part of. For example, how many friends on Facebook do you have that you never talk to?
Probably
exactly.
75%.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Now the thing is that there are some social interactions that you will have online that you won't in person. Mm-hmm. It makes things more awkward at times.
People wake up in the morning now, they reach for their phone to see what's happening.
Impacts how we think, how we view the world. And I think with the onset of social media being so prevalent in terms of teaching, for example, it opens up a whole new world of how to communicate with our students, how to remain current, how to engage students in the classroom, for example, in a way that is exciting and in a way that is meaningful to you who don't know what a floppy disk drive is. That's what I used back in the day when I was in high school. So it has a huge impact, a huge effect. I think the way we shop even, right, online, the onset of the internet and technology, I think it impacts every facet of our lives today. I don't see how you can get around it.
I don't have time to pick up a newspaper every morning and read it, whereas I always have my phone with me, so it's easier to scroll through and look at what's going on. Pictures of models and other things, and we feel more pressured to be like that.
I feel media is just gonna keep growing and keep trying to influence people for advertisements, and honestly, I just feel that media really has an important impact on everyone, and it always will. Technology is only advancing, so I do feel the next generations are always going to be wanting to be connected with either with their phones or through computers.
I knew the internet was going to be big. I did jump on board quickly, but I didn't think it would get to this point. So what's next? How much more instantaneous can we communicate with each other? And what are the implications of that? I'm not sure.
I think it's going to keep evolving as long as we keep feeding into technology and we keep buying iPhones and devices in order to get like these messages across.
I would imagine that it's going to continue to become more and more of a necessity as opposed to a luxury.
Media is gonna take over at one point. It sounds really no, but it's true though, because like we're always evolving, right? We've had a lot of eras of time, right? Why can't there be one where everything is just based on social media? Not even social media, but just media in general.